Hello. This is the front door. The bottom door gasket is torn and compromised a little bit. We do not have GFCI on the front porch. Doorbell is not illuminated. Hey, Brian Carling. Coming on along. This is the door into the garage installed inside out. We got a whole different deal about that. It's not dimensional uniform, don't trip. And when the door is open, you can actually see daylight underneath this door. This is the coat closet. So we got travertine, ceramic tile, travertine type tile. We got a wooden laminate. We've got carpet, ceramic tile, like I said, those are the floor covers. Our walls are all gypsum board, drywall. We don't have much in the way of paneling, except maybe in the parent bathroom, closet, that kind of thing. Now, I'm not an engineer, okay? I'm not. I think home inspectors should stay in their lane, but I do have some engineering equipment. And what I do is I shoot the floor. Pow, 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 pow. Dad jokes. I shoot the floor. I measure the floor height elevation differential. And no, I do not calculate slope. No, I'm not looking for tolerances. No, I'm not looking for specs. Okay? I'm looking for guidelines. That's what a home inspector should be looking for. If they're doing more than that, they need to, become an engineer. It's just the way I feel about it. How do you really feel, bud? So, two of the guidelines that I'm looking for is no more than 1 inch of floor height elevation differential within 20 feet. And no more than 2 inches of floor height elevation differential overall. And that's what I'm looking for. And I do not find those measurements in this house. No more than like 1.5 inch overall. And definitely not 1 inch within 20 feet. So by my guideline, I'm also looking at trees too close. I'm looking at movement. I'm not seeing a lot of movement outside. And of course, there's been some fresh paint outside. There's been some fresh paint inside too. So they've done some, but the windows are working, the doors are working, and these windows are pretty much original to the house. So and I feel like there might have been some foundation repairs sometime. I don't know, but that would be stability. But I've got some faith, I've got some faith in this foundation. Now, I'm not dissuading you from getting a structural engineer. I'm not dissuading you from getting a second opinion. Peace of mind is worth a lot to somebody, And I think you'll find that you're probably buying peace of mind. Or I could be wrong. I'm just a home inspector. I'm not an engineer. So that's what we're looking at. Now, this ceiling fan is out of balance. But these ceilings are popcorn. All right? These ceilings are popcorn. I don't do environmental studies either. I'm not a structural engineer. I don't do environmental studies. But I do know that it's not uncommon to find asbestos in popcorn ceiling material. It's not worth getting tested. If you don't like the popcorn, then mask up. Wear personal protection. You know what personal protection is. Mask up. Get it all off. Damp mop. Vacuum. Damp mop again. Get Junior out of the house before you do any of this. Send Junior over to grandparents' house before you do any of this. Get it all off. Bundle it up. Take it to a hazardous waste site. Most municipalities, I know Dallas, okay, it's free in Dallas County. And just take it to them and just say, I think it might be. It's not worth testing. Just treat it as if it was asbestos. The EPA says, you know what, if you like, well, these aren't their words, but if you like popcorn ceiling, you can paint it. And it's been encapsulated. And that's another way to deal with it. And it might not be asbestos at all. This is the dining area. These windows are double pane metal frame. And it's real hard. I got to tell you, it's real hard to tell whether these windows are fogging or not. I see some little bit of stickers here where another inspector thought that there was some fogging. And those stickers look pretty stale. I don't think this house has been inspected. I don't know. But these stickers don't tell me this house was inspected very recently. I got a little bit of ghosting in here. So You know, just think these windows are probably original to the house. They're operating very well. Operating very well. But I'm also counting, no fewer than 10, I suspect, are fogging. You don't lose any energy efficiency. You don't lose any security. In most cases, it's just ugly. And people change. I've replaced a window because it was just ugly. My wife just couldn't look out that window. So, happy wife, happy home. So there you go. But even these windows, even though the vacuum seals are, suspect. Moving on along. I'm calling this the kitchen. Obviously, it's some kind of little breakfast nook. I'm calling this the breakfast area. And this could be like a den, a pass-through. It could be. This electric receptacle outlet right here, it's not GFCI protected. It's closed. And it's recessed farther than 6 inches. And when this home was built, I don't know about the GFCI, I think it probably was required, but when this home was built, it was okay to recess a receptacle outlet like that. It's only happened like in the last 6-7 years that they said, no, we can't have them underneath there like that because we could have cords and stuff hanging down and people could hook their hands in them and you could pull the Scentsy candle off and burn your head. I don't know. So this is your pantry. That's why I still think this is the kitchen. Call this, you don't put your, yes you don't. All the doors are working fine. I'm coming up with a video here shortly. I mean, it's in rotation. I've already made it. Okay, where I couldn't, and what I did, I tested the microwave, and we're going to test it again. The one with the broken button and everything. I did not. How many times are you going to say this, bud? I did not break that button. But we're going to do a little different this time. So the next time you see it is boring. Alright? This is the crux of the biscuit. This is prime time. We're going to put our magic lights in here because microwaves aren't supposed to just get hot. They're supposed to cycle. Alright? That's what they tell me. I read the little instructions on it. This wouldn't be a scam, would it? Start. And the little magic light comes up. There you go. And it blinks. Magic light. It says magic right on it. I don't know. There you go. See that? Steam coming off of it. Not just hot, but blinking hot. Blinking hot. Alright. Leave this up here with my trash. Maybe I won't forget it. Some of our windows are sliders, sliding sash windows, single sash windows. They come along here. Now, in here, with the infrared camera, I mean, this lights up hot. The attic insulation is just real poor over here. But one of these switches, I think it's this one right here. Okay, one of these switches operates that receptacle outlet. So if you think it doesn't have any power, come over here and start playing with the switches. Now, home inspectors aren't required to measure the moisture in the floors. But I got a little meter. It's not real expensive. It's a little stupid meter. Bought it on an end cap in a big box store. Convinced my wife that I had to have it to be a good home inspector. And so I shoot it, and we're looking for relative measurements. And the moisture content in these floors measures to be between 3 and 4%. And I believe that you'll find that any floor covering manufacturer would be pleased with those measurements. So for today's purposes, as far as I'm concerned, this is a dry floor. We don't have any mystery leaks or anything like that. Okay, I hope not. Now look at here. This window got a little crack in it. Got a little crack in it. You can hardly tell. Living room, north wall, house faces south. Left, west window, lower sash, got a little crack right there. On. all high. I tested all these. And I raised and lowered all these windows. Just coming through here. But I'd like to say, hang on one second. Get to a more boring part. Coming all along in here, our baseboard is falling down right there. The baseboard is falling down. And there's that wooden paneling, some kind of cedar. Shouldn't have bare light bulbs in closed closets. We talked about the plumbing, you know. Got a whole other video. I cannot tell where that fan's 100% positive identify where they vent to, except that I know that they don't vent outside. So, you don't know this, but this is my last video of the day. It's going to be earlier in the report, but this is the last video. I'm thinking about going home. So, what I like to say is, if you think that I did you some good, if you think that I was a good value for you, I hope so. And one of my, just a good Google review. I'm a small business owner, so that would mean a lot to me. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your business. Thank you for putting up with my COVID policies. Those things mean the world to my family and I. And we certainly do appreciate your business. All these doors, all that works. I do appreciate your business. Some of these, did I put up my screwdriver already? Some of these floor tiles ring hollow. Alright? And maybe I can, well, I'm going to do that with my hands, and we got a cracked floor tile right here. That floor tile is cracked. And then in here, in the kitchen, we had no fewer than 2 cracked floor tiles between the cooktop and the oven. Now this oven's got a fan in it, so it cools off after you've been running it. So I've had it off for a little bit. You still hear the fan. That's natural. And we talked about that bad boy.